hurricanes ever might happen this year. This is Signs of the Times. That's verified by the NOAA forecast. And they got scientists out here talking some real stuff. Like they saying that they might need to invent a Category 6 hurricane for this mega hurricane era. The Bible says God controls the weather. So now we're seeing the most hurricanes ever that could come our way coming, and we've been having all of this stuff going on, all of these signs of the times with the different things that have been happening within the last few months. God is trying to tell us something that we need to pay attention. Psalm 147 says our God covers the heavens with clouds and prepares the rain for the earth and makes grass to grow on the mountains. I know I can't be the only one whose mom told him to pray when they was young and when there was a thunderstorm going on outside because the Lord was talking. It's true. God controls the weather. He shows us signs in nature. God is telling us something that we need to stay connected with him through prayer. And we need to.
So I'm not sure if he fits into the category of lying-ass liar or just ignorant. It probably is, it's a combination of both of them. It's a combination of both of them. Because he was misleading in his whole erratic video. Christians like to do this thing where they try to make modern day events or current events in their little area fit into the global spectrum of their microcosm book that happened in Jerusalem and try to make it fit, but it don't. See, here there are a couple of problems with his entire thesis, and then even beyond that, because there are other people who posted videos talking about how that Hurricane Beryl is following the same path that the moon, the eclipse, the eclipse that followed a few months back, and that is some kind of sign. It's not a sign of anything. These hurricanes are not a sign of anything. You see, the misleading aspect of what he was saying is that hurricanes haven't been tracked from the existence of man, not even haven't been tracked since the inception of Israelites, nor has it even been tracked since the birth and death, so-called birth and death, of this Jesus character. From the year 33 to today, no one was tracking hurricanes over here in the Americas. That is a relatively new thing. That is a 20th century thing. It was somewhat tracked in the 1800s, but for the most part, hurricanes weren't tracked in America. So you don't know if this is the most hurricanes this area has ever experienced or if it's not. And the fact that they may have to create a Category 6 just means that storms are getting worse. Is it because we're not taking as much care of our environment, or is it just a natural progression of nature? It could be either one or a combination of both. But I can tell you what it doesn't have anything to do with. It doesn't have anything to do with your God. You see, a person in today's world with today's amount of information who would still claim that their God is making grass grow, their God is controlling the weather. I understand that your God, Yahweh, was a Canaanite storm deity, and that the people prior to us understanding weather patterns believed that it was the gods who made it rain. It was the gods who gave you bountiful harvest. Yeah, those people believe that. But we know better today. We know better. He knows better. Either he's willfully ignorant or he's a lying-ass liar. And it's a combination of both of them. Because he's willfully being a lying-ass liar in his ignorance is what he's doing. Because none of these things matter. You know, that eclipse that went across America was an eclipse that was going to happen on that at that time frame. It was going to happen. It was, if we were able to track it and know it and use the mathematics, you could have known 300 years ago that eclipse was going to happen. 1,000 years ago that eclipse was going to happen. For eons, that eclipse was going to happen whether or not man was in that area and built cities in that area or not. Doesn't matter. Oh, God was subconsciously having man build cities named Nineveh in that area. Come on, man. Come on with that dumb shit. And your God is sending hurricanes. He's killing the Christians and the non-believers if he's doing that. Just like he did with Katrina. Weather patterns has absolutely nothing to do with any deity. The ancient Egyptians believed that there was a goddess, Reni Nutet, that protected the crops because they saw that the cobras would eat the rats, and the rats were eating their crops. And so they deified Rainy Newtet and gave her a cobra head as a representation of the cobras. And they thought the cobra was being sent by Rainy Newtet. They thought that Ra had a boat that went across the sky with the sun, and then he had to fight Apophis overnight so that the sun would rise again. The Greeks believed that Apollo was streaking across the sky in his sun chariot. Things that are common, most people develop some type of God mindset towards it. Storms, for instance. Whether you're looking at Thor, Yahweh, Shango, or any other storm deity, they are all created because man observed nature and then imprinted a God figure as being the controller of that, and sacrificed people and animals thinking that they were being pleasing to their God. You know, I was wondering the other day, it's amazing to me that the people in the Caribbean would have created a storm deity based on the hurricanes, since they know that the hurricanes generally happen between now and late October. It was seasonal, just like seasonal rains. But yet, they still put a God on it, or a goddess on it. Man just needs to worship something, and man just needs to be in fear of something. And that's all this man is saying. And yeah, my mom, them, my aunties, my grandmothers, all them told me, they used to say those same things. And I used to tell them, there ain't no God got nothing to do with this. If I go out here and plant some crops, they going to grow based on whether or not I take care of them, nurture them, water them, protect them. And as long as the weather cooperate, then I'm good. But even when the weather don't, guess what? I got a sprinkler system. Got a sprinkler system. When I was growing them sunflowers, when I was growing that St. Augustine grass in my yard in Florida, I had a sprinkler system. I was on well water, so I can use it whether it was a drought or not. I was still able to water my grass. Had the best lawn during that droughts. God ain't had nothing to do with it. Didn't stop my grass from growing. Your God doesn't exist. So stop trying to scare people and be real about it instead of being willfully ignorant in your lying ass liar. And by the way, go to the Facebook page or look here and you will see the link to our new page where you can get your Lying Ass Liar mugs and t-shirts, as well as your Free Yourself to Be Yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable t-shirts and mugs, as well as Good Journey, Good Vibration t-shirts and mugs. Y'all have a great day.